contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell.
Blue Magnet.
But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yes! You guys cancel Talking Smack! Get rid of your six-sided ring array!
Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but Debba, shut the fuck up.
You're tearing this podcast apart!
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
It's us. Check that out. We're live, baby.
We're live, baby.
Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. First ever live broadcast with full in-motion video. Look at that. Look at that. Josh has no idea what to do with himself now. It's like, holy shit, we're live. What?
What do I do with my hands?
His last call. Get out of here.
We have Chris from High Society Radio joining us once again. Thank you for joining us. You have a busy day today.
I do. I have a bunch of podcasts going on today. But I came in for this because I want to shit on everything that's going on.
Sounds great. And we will do all of those.
I mean, that's what podcasts are for, right? It's just
Exactly.
it's just for shitting on the things that you love and won't stop watching no matter what happens anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a perfect
That's exactly what this show is all about. We've got a whole bunch of... It's a busy week. We got SummerSlam, NXT. There's a Janela show this week.
I may as well promote that while we're here. On Gas Digital, we are doing a... We're doing a live commentary on the... You guys are going to the NXT show.
Yeah, or else we would totally be here for that.
But me, Matt Marin, Mike Harrington, and Bobby Hutch are doing a... We're going to watch NXT Brooklyn here in the studio, and it's going to be, I believe it's free live on GasDigitalNetwork.com. You can listen to us.
Yeah, GasDigitalNetwork.com/live.
Which I am actually kind of interested in some of the takeover matches. Adam Cole versus Ricochet is going to be...
It's going to be amazing.
Fantastic.
It's going to be amazing.
There's no way that'll be bad. And I'll watch anything Velveteen Dream does. And some about him and EC3 have a great chemistry. I think they're great. That vignette that they did, that was the stupidest thing ever. I was still kind of like...
At the pool?
I was still kind of like, why wasn't this an hour? Like, I could have watched that and it was so bad. And I was like, this is great.
It was so good, you mean, sir.
It was like Final Deletion level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just
we need
like,
more of it.
So bad it's good. Like it was Hell Comes to Frogtown all over again.
I'm Howie Farewell. That over there, Josh Rivera, at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/WorldHeavyweight And if you're not watching this live, Twitch.tv/the WHPC. We will be trying to do this actually on a regular basis. Look at how nice this studio is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even though you may have to like do something like at 6 o'clock, you can just walk over to another room and ta-da, you're doing another show.
It is pretty, like in years past, I would have had to be like, sorry guys, I cannot do a podcast with you. But now we have all these podcast studios and it's pretty great.
It's pretty fantastic.
Worst case scenario, I would have had to walk 4 blocks from the third studio.
Right, exactly.
It's pretty great.
It's only 90
the third
outside.
studio.
Yeah.
We're stepping up in the world, Josh.
Totally. We went from a closet studio to a basement studio to a police interrogation room. We're on the up and up.
Yeah, this definitely does feel like the fashion files in here.
Yeah, we just need the thing on the wall with all the
map of conspiracy on the wall with all the strings attached. Oh, that'd be great.
So what did you get? There's a lot of things that we have been gone for a while, so I apologize, but we just mentioned lots of studios. I'm getting a lot more work now.
Yeah,
nice.
So I think did we? How many shows have we announced? Have we announced some of the newer ones coming up?
I think all the shows are announced. 6 new shows at Gas Digital in September.
Unless Bobby has changed something, I'm pretty sure I'm working with the Godfrey show
nice.
now too. So my Tuesdays are real fucking busy.
Hey.
But that's all right. And then, getting sent stuff from a guy that's touring Europe. It's like, oh, whenever can we get this up today? Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Today here or today there?
Yes, exactly.
Nobody has a sense of time zones anymore.
Not at all.
Dude, when I went to Asia, I showed up back home, and my girlfriend was like, "Are you supposed to be here tomorrow?" She's like making tamales, which is weird because she's Russian. But she was just like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "What do you mean?"
You're interrupting my double life.
Yeah, she's like, "It's Wednesday," and I was just like, "All right, okay." I went back in time.
Yeah, I did that once when I was coming home from leave. We were leaving Kuwait on July 4th, so I celebrated the 4th of July for like 37 hours. Nice. Because by going
and at
back,
one point with real explosives.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All holiday pay.
Started the day with real explosive ordnance, ended the day with fireworks.
The only difference is like kind of being in Kuwait on the 4th of July is the opposite of what the 4th of July is supposed to be about because you're the oppressive colonial power.
We got all the toys.
We gotta use them.
Exactly.
So anyway, you were mentioning something that just got brought to my attention about a certain Dave Meltzer is maybe in a bit of hot water today.
Oh, he's got opinions, right?
Of course he does. Everybody's got
His
opinions.
opinions can vary time to time.
Yeah.
But most recently, there was a fiasco on the Twitter over...
This is why I'm also not really on Twitter anymore.
Over
to the detriment of our own show.
But get this, over what? A minute of conversation on his show where he
did a 45-minute apology today, I believe. I didn't listen to it.
For 60 seconds worth of audio.
For 6 seconds worth
Of course he did.
No, it was less. It was the actual conversation that they had about Peyton Royce.
Yes.
Right.
And the actual conversation they had lasted maybe a minute and a half, but the actual thing he said towards the end is the thing that he's been getting the most shit for.
That I'm which part was that? Was that I'm not saying that she's not attractive.
No, not that part. It's saying that he said he liked her look better on NXT, and he
Right.
kept saying it, and then at the end he goes, "She was a lot lighter."
Yeah.
Yeah,
To which
that was
she
the
took to
one.
mean, I guess she's gained some weight, but what she took it to mean that he was hoping she'd get it. He was just talking. She's got huge fake tits now.
Yeah, he made that.
Which,
he said
I
the
don't
word
mind.
transformation is how he put it.
Yeah.
Right.
Her transformation. That
I do think she might have
Like
been
the
better looking
transformation
on
of Eva
NXT.
Marie.
So here's the opposite too. Alexa Bliss, better looking on NXT, had more weight on.
I
don't know.
think he just
Absolutely, the ass was way
Really?
better.
Listen,
If we had,
I don't know. I'm really.
we could put stuff on the
splitting
screen.
hairs
Hey,
there, man.
I
Nope.
bet you if you go back then and you compare it to now, it's still going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not really complaining.
I'm
we're
telling
really
you,
splitting hairs
there's
if
a
we're
marked-
talking about
there's a marked
how
difference.
hot.
But
Sure.
What is what a 45-minute
Oh
apology
wait, no,
for
because she was
basically
single
saying,
then. That's why.
Yeah. 45-minute apology
That's
for
probably-
basically saying, look, her boob job, it kind of hurt her work a bit. Is what I think what he was
Which I
trying
feel
to say.
like, I mean, it must, right? You probably have to get used to.
I haven't
would
seen
assume
enough
so.
of her, to be honest.
But she was never like the most. Like
I've never
those.
put fake bags of silicone into my chest,
Yeah,
so
it's
I have
true.
no idea.
I think, but those girls were never about work rate. You know what I mean? It was about promos and being.
It was about looking
cunty.
hot,
And
being
yeah.
bitches to everybody, and
And they're still doing that. I think
And
they're
they're still
still
doing
cutting good promos.
Oh,
They're-
absolutely.
everybody
Yeah.
hates them.
Exactly. They seem to be great to me. They're just not being on used on TV.
I've liked their tag team work, and you're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of tag team matches out of nowhere with some of these ladies, but they're not using
Well,
women
they're
who've
actually
worked
a
together
tag
for a long
team.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like the only group
from
on
the start.
yeah.
Their gimmick was a tag team.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I don't know what the hell's.
I love it too.
It's a lot about nothing, is what it is.
I'll agree with Dave that they have like the way they've been used. It's just not as good as the way they were used in NXT.
And I'll agree. Like that's my only gripe is that hey, let's use these ladies a little bit more because they're obviously really good, but there's just no room on the show to get them involved in meaningful storylines yet because that show's only 2 hours and there's a lot of other people that we have to take care of.
Yeah, I mean Seth Rollins chimed in on it. Did you see what he tweeted? 6 stars, Dave. Just fantastic piece.
Well, I mean, we know from history that he does like big fake tits.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
He burned his life down for big fake tits.
I had forgotten about, but that was like hey, you know what? Your dick shows up on the internet. Sometimes you become world champion.
exactly. One led to the other. Therefore, dick pic equals world title reign.
Sounds great to me. I should do that more often, I guess.
That's why Roman keeps losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you know what?
He
There
needs
you go.
he needs a good scandal to get him back on the fan side. Look, because then next thing you know, a lot of those opinions change. Like, all right, he's not. I mean, he's a great worker. Like you're the one who's been shitting on him for the last 3 years.
I really believe him. I believe his big dick confidence now. I saw it. All right.
Seth's big dick confidence.
Yes. In other news, Madison Square Garden sold out
Yeah, I
in
got my tickets.
record time.
And no time at all.
Yeah, what was
with
it, 20
no
minutes?
matches announced.
Yeah, who cares? Like I get
Dude,
to
I
see.
woke up. No, it was a couple of hours because I woke up at like 11 that morning and was
Right.
like, I went on Reddit and was like 60% sold out. Or I was like, oh shit, I'm buying tickets.
it
Yeah, that was a pre-sale.
The pre-sale
Yeah.
was done within
Yeah.
a couple hours. Like,
Okay.
Like I bought my tickets.
We
I
were
would go
in
back again and
Denver
take a look and be like,
as
the
we're
rows
like,
are
oh
done.
fuck, we need to get. It's today.
Yeah.
Get on there now. The fees were exorbitant though.
Oh my god!
And the
yeah.
whatever broker they used was really
No, it's a Ticketmaster directly through
Okay.
the Garden, and I think the last time I actually made a hoot about fees was Takeover Philly.
Dude, my
throw this
tickets.
well, the
can at your
Wells,
face.
shut up.
I
Well,
had
the
a-
Wells Fargo was awful.
I had level 2 tickets. I bought level 2 tickets off StubHub,
Right.
and the fees were over $20. It was $80 a ticket, and I bought 3 tickets, and it came to $320. I was like, what the fuck? I wasn't gonna not buy them, but still.
Yeah, welcome to Madison Square Garden
Yeah.
in 2018.
Well,
It's
that's why. But that's
maddening.
also why fucking WWE doesn't sell it out anymore because they don't work it for TV anymore.
Right.
Because it's half the price of the Barclays Center.
Oh, absolutely.
To do anything.
Yeah.
I a lot of it has to do with labor rules.
It's the freaking renovation. Let's be
There's
real.
that. Yeah,
It's
The
because
cost
they
is
got to
just
pay for the
astronomical.
renovation.
But they're not charging WWE for that. They're charging
Everybody
fans
that.
that.
Yeah.
Anybody who buys a ticket. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to sell $30 beers? That's the only other route, maybe. I don't see that happening.
I don't
see a
know.
lot
They're
of
doing
people,
a good job in Atlanta with
Yeah.
the Falcons.
I don't know if they told me there was $30 beers, I probably wouldn't have bought the tickets. If somebody was like, Madison Square Garden is charging $30 for beers, I'd be like,
But you heard what they're doing in the new Falcons Stadium, right?
no.
With their concessions and stuff. It's normal prices. Like you can go to the bodega and get a tall boy for whatever. How much was that normally?
Look, if it was bar prices, it was normal bar prices. If a beer,
Yeah.
if a tall boy of Narragansett was $5, I'd buy way
And
more. People would just drink more. I
In
go
Atlanta, that's what they're doing. Like all the concessions are relatively normal price, so you can get a beer or a soda or whatever for 2 people, and you're only spending like $15 if you go to a football game in Atlanta. And they're seeing a giant spike in all their concessions. Well, no fucking shit.
Yeah,
I-
Have they
probably
seen a spike in
attendance
wait
as
lines,
well.
too?
Oh yeah,
because the tickets have never been the issue.
Right.
It's just it's like another $100 on top to get a buzz on and just watch a game. You know what I mean? You're there for, especially like wrestling events nowadays are 5 hours.
yeah.
Like I'm
One
gonna,
particular company, it's like 5
One-
hours. Yeah.
Well, New Japan goes pretty long
Yeah.
too, man.
Uh,
New Japan is notorious
I
for
tell
their
you what,
big
though,
shows being long.
I
But their
texted
pace is
Howie like,
quick.
where can I just watch the G1 matches?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
told
need
like I showed you
Yeah.
where to
these
go
tag
to.
matches.
You just got to skip through
Yeah.
some.
See,
Sometimes they're fun,
but that is the beauty of it too. As soon as they start the show, they get through the really cool anime looking VTR, the demo, whatever,
Yeah.
and then they get to the card and like, okay, here's what we're having.
yeah, they give it to you at the front.
Yeah.
and then
usually.
you go, all right, so it's 8 matches in. I'm gonna go just take that slider bar right about there. Oh, perfect. It hasn't started yet.
It's like, oh, I get to see. I don't give a crap about Nagata and 2 young lions versus some other guys that I'm not really too great about. Like the only thing that was cool from the
I just
G1
like the
final-
fact that they call them young lions, like they're the fucking altar boys of wrestling. They're fucking just.
I like the name. I like the whole
disciples of
dojo system
wrestling.
and everything. I love that stuff, like, especially because they're cannon fodder.
Yeah.
like you need somebody to get beat
well,
up.
that's also very
Throw 'em
based
to the young
on.
lions.
That's very based on the sumo staples. So
Yeah.
I actually did like. I like it because of that, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I get it, but it's kind of silly to me at the same time.
It's tradition,
is, yeah.
and tradition is what wrestling fans talk about all the time. So it's perfect.
So I'm just excited that we're not gonna. I didn't expect it to sell out.
No,
To be honest, I did not expect that whole
Really?
building.
expect that to sell
I
out.
thought they
Nah,
were gonna
man.
do like. I thought they were gonna be short by like 3,000.
Really?
Yeah, but then all of a sudden they like it. I don't know. I was being pessimistic. What do you want from me?
I think they could have sold out Madison Square Garden not on WrestleMania weekend, no problem.
That might have been tougher.
If New Japan, if they were doing that same card in Philly, I might have gone to Philly. I probably wouldn't have done it for WrestleMania weekend though. I'm not
Right.
gonna go. I'm not gonna be in a city with an extra 80,000 wrestling fans trying to get hammered. I would never. I told this story actually on High Side, and I don't think I've ever told you guys this story. But I was on the train before WrestleMania last year, coming to the studio, and these guys were talking. Oh, this guy's like, yeah, I'm going to New Orleans this weekend. Da da da. I'm like, you going for WrestleMania? And he just goes, what's WrestleMania? And I was like,
Oh, you don't. Oh, you didn't know?
yeah. I told him, and he was just like, I've got to call Mike. And
Yeah.
I just got off,
in
and I
for a
was just like, I
surprise.
just ruined that guy's week.
Oh, you mean hotel prices are going to be
No, they had
ridiculously
already
high or
booked-
unavailable?
But
No,
there's
they
gonna be
already
wall-to-wall
booked it.
people.
They were already
Yeah.
booked.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like, imagine you're going to New Orleans as a straight man,
Yeah.
right? That's not a wrestling fan, right?
Sure.
You go to New Orleans for the fact that there's like girls with their tits out and like
Yeah.
you're getting drunk. And,
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be a
partying.
party
You're-
capital,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
But now there's just
WrestleMania week.
100,000 extra neckbeards. and like, they're not in basements because they don't have access to their basement layers.
No, they're out.
Yeah.
Well,
In your
technically they're
space.
below sea level.
Yeah, true. True.
I don't know. I was pessimistic, but hey, I'm glad. I'm gonna get to see probably Tanahashi wrestle at the Garden.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see Naito
Absolutely.
at the Garden.
You could see Chris Jericho at the Garden
Yeah.
that weekend.
That
it's
would be
possible.
pretty bananas.
That would be pretty crazy.
I
They
was saying
booked this going knowing it was
if
going to sell out.
if Vince was fucking smart, if whatever, obviously Vince is smart, but if the WWE was smart, they'd embrace this and they would just do New Day versus the Elite and be like, yo, we'll let you guys do this if Nick Jackson eats the pin.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, just do it.
Business could definitely be had.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It would blow everybody's minds. Like
it's-
if all of a sudden they show up, like as the three of them are in the ring, and you hear, "Oh, it matters."
Oh, yeah.
The roof would
Massive
come
pop.
off
No,
the building.
absolutely.
Start selling it 2 weeks before. Sell it the
Yeah.
Monday before.
Announce the card.
Have the Elite attack New Day.
Ugh,
It's
I'm
already
get-
sold out.
I'm-
All of these
I'm
events are
getting
going to be
hard
sold
now.
out.
Stop.
Have the Elite, on Raw. They used to do it. They did it with ECW.
It's-
They did.
Why
It's-
not? ECW never ran the Garden though.
They never end a Garden. It's
They
weird
didn't
when you're
sell out
the
the Garden in under an hour.
It's weird when your company is the leader of pretty much the leader of an entire industry by miles.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much anything you do business wise is going to be looked at as the entire industry of like pretty much the standard.
Mainstream. And like if you say, but then again, like, these guys are starting to get, Sinclair Broadcasting is a big company.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban clearly has an interest in New Japan.
We were this
Yeah.
close to getting Ring of Honor wrestling on Saturday nights in New York City, but that Sinclair merger's hitting some bumps in the road.
Who are
Just
they-
give me some goddamn. What's that?
Who are they? What's the merger with?
They're trying to acquire a broadcast station in New York, so they can start start broadcasting their signal over those stations.
Okay.
But they're having issues. They're being
Of course, I'm sure people are trying to keep them out of the biggest.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the biggest media market in the world.
absolutely. They're
it's
being
not exactly
they're currently
easy to
being
get
sued
into.
for supposedly not holding up their end of a contract. We'll find out probably soon what the deal.
You should just put that on a poll. And this could be resolved
Long Island City, right?
Pretty serious, pretty simply.
Get the word around.
Yeah.
We've got a busy week. We're right after this. We're seeing the Sam Roberts thing.
We're doing the opposite, Chris. We're going to as many shows as we can this weekend.
Yeah, instead of not doing any of them.
Yeah. I kind of want to go if it's on Friday for WrestleMania weekend. I might go to Evolve, and Kaiju Big Battle does a
Kaiju has. I'm a
show,
huge fan of Kaiju. Or
I wanna
at least
go.
was. They were great like 3 or 4 years ago when they had Loud and Noxious doing it. The guy that also does Wrestle Circus, which we still don't even know the status of Wrestle Circus.
Yeah, they haven't had a show in a while.
And he also did Chikara back in the day. But then I guess they changed it over to the WWN people. And it's one of those where you're not supposed to take it seriously, but in not supposed to taking it serious, you have to take it seriously to not take it seriously. And they didn't take it. It didn't feel like they were taking it seriously at all. So it's like, right, nobody gives a fuck. So why should I give a fuck?
Okay.
For a couple of times around, and there seems like they're starting to get it back on track.
Okay.
But we've seen some stupid shows like over at Studio 42, I think it was, over in there. And like they had the stage, they had like the internet was a special guest one night, giant waffles coming out of the ring. Yeah, hilarious stuff. So I would say go if you haven't gone.
Yeah.
I would also suggest going to Joey Janela's Spring Break.
I heard that was good too.
Like
People
we're
always tell me.
probably going to go there dressed like we're going to spring break.
board shorts.
I can't do any sort of
Flip-flops.
cosplay. And I'm a guy who dresses like an idiot.
You don't want to get like just bring a pool noodle.
I'm wearing an Infinity Gauntlet hat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good hat.
Shades
It's
are
a nice
good.
hat. I
You
like
got,
it.
You got a good pair
Where'd
of
you get
glass
it from?
shades. Get them.
Yeah, that's true. Huh?
Where'd you get the hat from? It's
Forbidden
nice.
Planet.
Okay, I don't even.
But yeah, we haven't even talked about SummerSlam yet.
No, we haven't. We will.
yeah,
We're halfway through, and you got to get out of here. Well, let's talk about NXT first.
Okay.
I'm fucking excited again because why the hell not?
I'm not a huge Aleister Black fan. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Fair enough.
I think I said it last time I was here, but are they waiting to do a 3 stages of hell match? Because eventually this Ciampa Gargano thing has to go 3 stages of hell, right?
We need a blow off.
I feel like this is the last one. This
It
has to
can't
be the
be.
last one, right?
How can this be the blow off? How can it be a blow off? I say Gargano wins the belt, and then they have to have another match.
They could definitely do that.
They could do that, but we got so many other guys fighting out
Just
of the
waiting.
mid card, just waiting to make a name for themselves. Adam Cole's like, look, I am the first North American champion. At the same time, I am willing to drop this and get that world title.
We all know what he's doing.
Being awesome.
He's holding on to that
No,
thing.
he's going to hold on to it for a while.
I hope so.
Is Pete Dunne still the UK champion?
Yes, he is.
NXT Intercontinental Champion incoming. Prediction for WrestleMania. I'll tell you that right now.
It's gonna be belts flying all over the place in this company.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, he'll unify those by beating Pete Dunne, because they already have the British people fighting with the Undisputed Era.
Right.
He will beat Pete Dunne and become the NXT Intercontinental Champion.
So many belts, I'm gonna get confused.
No, he's going to unify.
The North
Yeah, I
American
know.
Intercontinental.
I
this
just don't
one's
want them
brown
to like
title.
you introduce a new title just to get rid of it, though.
What is this, Impact? Get out of
Hey,
here.
at least it's not the King of the Mountain title.
Hardcore title was handed to Mick Foley
Yeah,
and then lasted 4 years.
yeah, it's great though.
It was pretty good. Undertaker's run in the 24/7 rule was great.
24/7 rules. So, it was
No, but the
great and
Undertaker
stupid
as the
at the same time.
hardcore 24/7 champion was great. Like why? Like why? It just made no sense, and I was like, "This is so entertaining." It's almost like he was like, "I never had that one."
Pretty much.
Yeah, I want that one. It looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty cool. It's all broken up.
It went the way of Roastmasters. Rest in peace.
That's still gonna be around. It's under a different name.
Possibly.
No, yes. Somebody pay
And
attention. to what's
starting
happening
on starting next Sunday to stream. Mike
Oh,
Harrington
okay.
is spearheaded. Comedy Fight Club is taking over the
there you
Roastmaster
go.
spot. here
Oh,
on
okay.
Gas
That's what's
Digital
happening
Network.
with that.
Yeah.
There you go. Somebody's paying attention to
So
what's
you're going to
going on.
rename it
around
Comedy
here.
Fight Club.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm excited about. I don't think there's any match that I'm not excited for. I was half
On NXT?
Yeah.
What's
I
on
was
the
half
pre-show?
not giving a shit about Shayna Baszler and Kyrie until Kyrie had to drop like
Scott.
17 elbows.
Well, because that's a repeat. Because that's just them. Here's the thing: is they need to have a good match, because that's basically just to plug and try to get more eyes on the next Mae Young.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that was the final.
Let's
of the
have
last
that
one.
rematch of that Mae Young Classic. I don't think they've touched since then. Am I wrong?
yeah,
I remember
they
Shayna
had-
putting Kyrie to sleep outside of a match
No,
once.
she dropped the elbows on her.
On Shayna?
Yeah, I think recently.
She dropped the elbow
On some other person, then made the
on
other
Leah,
like pointed at
3
her as she
times.
did like
Yeah.
Put the
tap
anchor
out
in,
move.
and
Yeah.
as she's upside down, just points at Shayna, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm all in now."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's about time.
That's all you needed, though. But I think what they're eventually going to do is Shayna Baszler is going to go up and feud with Ronda at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah, as just a
Eventually.
heel.
You're gonna see.
She'll be paid off by Stephanie McMahon. Or
You'll
something.
probably see a women's faction at some point really soon, because they got the other two are in training.
Yeah.
We're gonna make wrestling debuts. Let's not skim over that. Velveteen Dream is quite possibly gonna have another show-stealing match with EC3.
I've yet to
because-
see a bad match with Dream.
Talk about a guy who's main
fantastic.
event level, who's just waiting to get
How
waiting
they-
at the top.
Look, it's been suggested, and I understand that they're using him well, but just bring in Goldust. Have him feud with Goldust, just for me.
That'd be a perfect
Like-
starting feud if he comes up to the next step.
It would have to get real weird, though.
Oh
yeah.
That's why I think they
absolutely.
should
Gotta
do it in
go-
NXT, because they could get real weird.
They
in NXT.
absolutely.
That's my
can.
only fear is coming to Raw or SmackDown is they don't keep the weird way up.
Well, here's the thing, also though, and this is a problem with WWE. He's got to win eventually.
Yep.
He
He won his last
Look,
match out, didn't
I
he?
was all in with fucking Bray Wyatt. I was like, I wasn't even watching NXT when he came up. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. And then when they brought Braun Strowman up, and he was like, oh, this motherfucker controls that dude. Oh, fucking start getting dudes. Why is he not getting dudes and making more fucking clones and shit? I was like, you know what I mean? It's like I said last time. It's like I'm very base level when it comes to wrestling. Just give me fucking nonsense. But the guys still have to win.
Yep.
You can't except for Tommy Dreamer. That's the one exception. Except for Tommy Dreamer, eventually someone has to win.
There are guys that can just eat losses and like it's breakfast.
They should have never had him lose versus The Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah.
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah.
That was the perfect opportunity to
he
say, oh,
to get some of that undead
he should have beaten
Thunder.
Taker's streak. He should have been him, not Lesnar. Doesn't make any sense.
would have been so good.
They should have just, but that's the whole thing, is like they weren't ready to make Lesnar dominant when he came in. Lesnar should have walked through Cena the first time, should have walked through Triple H, and then just been doing what he's doing now the whole time. Like, why did he have to lose 2 feuds?
I don't know, man. It's mind-boggling. Here's where the only reason that I don't have a bunch of sound clips that we normally have plugged in is because I had asked Brian to do the sit in the producer's chair for today, and then apparently, believe you me, is going 7 hours. They started at 4, and they're still going strong.
I was
God.
pretty annoyed Lewis wasn't returning my text. I'm glad he's been in there all day.
I feel like you better be doing something fucking important.
Yeah, he's talking to a former middleweight champion of the world.
Yeah, you interrupt him, you get rocked the next time he sees
Exactly.
you.
I won the gold medal in beer pong in the Hood Olympics in my neighborhood.
Hey, we've all got some sort of championship somewhere.
Yeah.
Bisbing gives you props.
Well,
Like,
first
yeah.
of all, he's a former champ. I'm the current reigning pickling champion of New York City. All right?
That is true. That is true. When do you get to defend that
There's
title?
no former
October.
next to my name.
I'm current. Dream and EC3, absolutely, just every time. Sign me up.
Oh God, yeah, all those matches. What's the pre-show is the tag match, which is they're running it back. It's the Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain.
That's during the main
That's going to be
show.
the
What's
main
the
card.
pre-show?
Pre-show is going to be
The
TV.
TV is going to be the UK titles on the line between Pete Dunne and
Liverpool's number 1.
right
Yeah, Zach Gibson.
Zach Gibson.
Okay,
The winner of the
new
UK tournament
Right.
that just
Okay.
passed.
okay.
You
You think Pete Dunne wins? I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he does. I would.
He's the only guy-
I would be
Zach
Gibson-
shocked if Zach Gibson wins.
is he the longest? Is he He's the longest running champion in WWE, right?
I mean,
No,
he
right
must
now
be.
I think it's...
if you include Raw, SmackDown, and everything, maybe then Brock.
If you go all
Brock's
titles,
a little over a
it's-
year.
If you go all titles, I think it's still Asuka. Like she's cemented.
No, currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock's over a
It's
year.
Brock
Brock's
and
got
Pete
the most
Dunne
time right
are
now.
tight. I can't tell you right off.
Yeah.
And then AJ Styles, I think, right
Yeah.
after that.
That
Yeah,
makes
AJ
sense.
Styles. Yeah, he beat JBL as the longest running world champion on SmackDown.
JBL's
Shit, that
run.
was
Jesus
so
Christ.
bad.
It was awesome.
I mean, it's so awesome, but he was so
Awesome.
bad.
I loved it.
No, that's what I mean.
Because
Like,
he was
he was such an asshole. Like, he was
Yeah.
such a bad guy.
I wonder who realized, like, hey, John, if you shave, you know you're going to look like George Bush, right? You know everybody hates George Bush, right? Yeah. Somebody buy John a fucking limo and throw some horns on it? Yeah, you're shaving, John. I don't give a fuck.
you're a wealthy Texan now.
It was the greatest. Like,
Yeah.
all you wanted to do was hurl garbage at him.
Yo, I love that match, that strap match, and everybody shits on that match, but I love a good strap match.
If
Steve
you do it
Corino
well, you
versus
can do it
Dusty
great.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
I think probably in my top 20 of all time. I love that match. But like fucking JBL versus Guerrero is so good. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it's one of the greatest
The
matches of
hype
all
package
time.
leading up to it, they went to the border and shot
Yes.
video of
Oh,
him
no.
chasing illegals.
He's tying him
It
up with
was
zip ties.
insanity.
Tying him up with zip ties.
Insanity.
First of all, why don't we have a collection of that and just airbrush a wig on the motherfucker? Just run this gimmick back. Like, are we not? The funniest thing, George W. Bush, the easiest on immigrants of any president in the modern era.
The facts come out after the time.
Well, because he was the governor of. I've been saying this forever. He's the governor of Texas. If anybody understands the value of undocumented workers,
Oh, absolutely.
it's
It's
the
a Texan.
governor of fucking Texas.
We need a healthy number in there.
How are we supposed to get this work done?
Yeah.
So we've got NXT is great because it's only 5 matches. We'll be home by 11,
Absolutely.
unless we get hammered, which we probably will. We're going with like a fucking mob.
There's a
going
great
there.
chance.
You guys gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings after?
No.
Cherry Tree Tavern is around the corner. That's a good bar.
Okay,
It's on
good to
4th
know.
Avenue.
Yeah.
There's a couple of good bars. Charlene's up on 7th Avenue, a good bar if you're going to the NXT.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because we like the I guess there's like a horn that sounds out to be like a mating call for all the wrestling nerds at the bar McMahon's because
I know
the
that
bar
bar.
is named McMahon's.
Let me break this down. That bar used to be much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the diviest bar. They used to stay open. Now they're like a nice bar. Here's what happened. They were trying to do some bootleg renovations on the place.
Yeah.
When the Barclays Center was being built.
Right.
And it just like collapsed. Like the whole back of the bar just like collapsed. Like the second floor was in. And they hold on, I'm not done. They just put up a sheetrock wall.
Of course they did.
For like 2 years. They used to sell 6-packs to go. I left there. We used to leave the
That's
one
a
bar.
great Jersey thing.
We used to leave the bar that closed at 5:30 in the morning and go to McMahon's. Like it was like that bar was. It's still it's a great sports bar, but it was the best dive bar ever.
We got what was it? Ant from Rant with Ant and New Age Insiders. He got really drunk.
I think it was this one, wasn't it? He got.
It was last year that we went.
shit-faced.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was. Oh, I got
that's
shit.
right.
Maybe I got to start going.
I
to
was
this
real
year.
drunk for that.
So let
Yeah.
me break this down. Maybe I got to start going to the NXT takeovers in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, it's a little late.
I'm not going to go this year. But here's the thing: I missed the first year. I didn't go because there was a huge UFC fight on that day, and the tickets were like $50. I was like, oh, we should just win. I could just watch the UFC after. Like it's just right here. Well, we had tickets to Raw. I've gone to Raw a few times. I've never gone to SummerSlam. It's just too long for me to sit in a seat.
Yeah.
I just
Not going to
can't.
disagree with you there.
And like that's
Way
why
too
I've
long.
never got. That's why I've never gone to WrestleMania when it's in New York. Like it's just too long to sit in
And
one
you're
place.
sitting with WrestleMania. You're probably sitting up in the bleacher area
Yeah,
and
even if
watching
you
from the
drop,
screen.
even if you
anyway.
drop for the first one I'm going to, I might drop the money.
Yeah.
But like, I just can't sit for that long. It's too much. But so I go to Raw, I go to SmackDown. I went to Raw the last couple of years, and I was just like, yo, this crowd, it's just
Too much.
Too into themselves, right?
When I had the first year we went, that was when the Dudleys came back.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Braun debuted, but my boy had a quarter share on a box. So it was
Oh,
just me and my
nice.
boys and a bottle of whiskey. We got like loaded. It was fucking great. But then
yeah,
like
that sounds like a wonderful
he
party.
only had it. He had it that year, and I think he had it the next year. We did it again. But then like last year we went to like SmackDown, and like people were getting mad because I was trying to get the beer guys' attention. They were like, "Dude, we're trying to watch the show." I was like, "Yo, I'm at a wrestling event, motherfucker."
Yeah, give me
also,
some
this is
beer.
being recorded for television.
Exactly. This is not that big
You
of
can
a
watch
deal.
this when you get home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, but it's like, how dare? First of all, also, Barclays was almost out of beer. They were out of tall
How
beers.
is that possible?
They were out of the 24-ounce cans on
Yeah.
Tuesday. And I was just like, I just am kind of... We did Raw one year in the crowd. This is the 4th year, right?
Yeah.
So we did Raw one year in the crowd, and then we were like, all right, maybe SmackDown will be a little less. And then
We
it
did
was-
SmackDown last year.
I was at SmackDown too. You didn't think that crowd was a little like, ugh?
We got tired.
They're
It's
done.
been 4 days.
Like we've been here all
It's
weekend.
4 days of wrestling. We're like,
Yeah, but
I'm
they were all
tired.
still mad that I was like drunk and having a good time. Like, I was just like,
Well,
I gotta
they've
bring my
been
kids
drunk
to
and having a
this.
good time.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just working off the hangover from the
For real.
previous night or two.
It's the
fuck you, bro. You should have thought like I did.
Fair enough.
I just got drunk at home for 4 days and come to SmackDown.
because you went to pay-per-views where the pacing is great, and then you go to TV
yeah.
where it's start, stop, start,
I'll say
stop.
the best show that I went to at Barclays was still, and I was in the box for that too, was the tables, ladders, and chairs. And so like they did that CM Punk promo, and he was like 2 boxes over from us. So we just like left, and like CM Punk and Paul Heyman, this little Orthodox Jewish kid, is chasing Paul Heyman with this WCW, like the old World Heavyweight Championship belt, going, "I love you, Paul Heyman, I love you." And Paul Heyman and CM Punk just wouldn't look anyone in the fucking eye. They walked all the way down. It was great. Oh, that was a good show.
I'd like to kick this kid right in the head.
It was
if I could.
hysterical. We were loving it. Me and my boys were just like, yo, how great is this little kid? And the guy's like, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman, look at me, Paul Heyman. And he's like shaking this belt at him. It was so fucking funny.
The most asshole kids on the planet.
We have yet to miss an NXT in Brooklyn so far because after the first one, we're like, well,
Yeah.
Oh, any of them. You're missing one in April.
yeah, because we're going to the Garden
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
I feel like
Sold out garden.
I've never seen wrestling at the Garden.
neither.
I've lived
We
here my
did
whole
once.
life.
We
We've
saw
done
live
live
shows,
shows. Yeah.
which are all right,
They're
but it's
fun.
not the same. I mean, I'll go to the Garden for just about anything, just because I love the Garden. And I would love to actually go there and watch some fucking Ranger games, but you need $100 to get in the goddamn door now.
Jesus.
It's like $80 to walk in the door. Because even from like the upper tier seats where you're like hanging from a fire escape, it's just like $80. Then you get tacked on fees, which is another $20-$30 like with the thing before. So I'm like, look, this team's not going to be good. Can we drop the price a little bit? We might be lucky to make the fucking playoffs this year.
Look, I didn't ask for this renovation. You're only doing it because the Barclays came out with these box seats.
Don't get me wrong.
They're like, this is going to be a great idea. Let's drop $1 billion on it and then jack up the prices for every single event for the next 10 years.
I am happy with the renovation. The building looks great. But let some real fans in the fucking door for once.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, SummerSlam is Sunday, though.
Sunday is SummerSlam.
It's going to be a long one.
Oh, yeah. Strap in,
Strap in, folks.
Pre-show starts at what, 5?
5 o'clock.
And it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
2-hour pre-show, yep.
There is, let's see.
With title matches
pre-show
on
has
it,
a couple
which
of
is
matches on
hilarious.
it. There's 1, 2. Including the pre-show, there's 13 matches for the show.
And I think I'm interested in some of the matches on the pre-show.
Yeah.
First of all, I haven't watched 205 Live in a long while.
Right.
Drew Gulak up for the belt.
Yeah, right? It's about fucking time.
If I was there, I would chant, "You deserve it," when Drew Gulak won the fucking belt. I love that guy.
He's the greatest.
And he'd be so mad that we were all chanting.
Oh, sir, you're greatly assuming that he's going to win that belt.
Right.
Oh, he's
Cedric
not.
Alexander.
It's a weird thing that they wouldn't just throw like Buddy Murphy in that match or something like that.
Yeah. Apparently, they've been tearing the house down over there in 205 Live. But
That's
I
what I
don't
hear.
have time to watch it.
I haven't watched
It's a
it,
lot
but
of wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Why
just too
aren't
much
they on
fucking
the
wrestling.
SummerSlam card, which makes me go, wow.
Because nobody watches the show.
Yeah. Well.
I've been saying this for years. You want to get eyes on that fucking division, 16-man ladder match at a Big Four pay-per-view. That's it. That's how you do it.
A
War Games
16-man
match.
arena match.
Is
How about
two
that?
rings at the same
No,
time.
16-man. They're all little. That's like two. It's like an 8-man ladder match for the IC belt.
It's only like an
At
8-man
WrestleMania
match.
in a stadium, that'd be great. All 16 of them, just throw them in there. See
I
what
got an
happens.
idea. We're all about revolutionary stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's try the reverse ladder match with all
No,
the 205
I
Live
will
roster.
throw this
What is a
full
reverse ladder
beer
match?
in your
It's
face
terrible.
right now.
That's what it is.
Wait, do you dig a hole?
No, you actually have to. You have to put the
Do you
title.
have to slide down a banister
You
to
have to
win?
qualify to get in the ring, and then you
It's-
got to qualify to hang the title on the hook.
There's a
in order
penalty
to
box
win.
involved.
Wait, and then once it's up there, you have. Oh, wait, is this that
Yeah.
King of the Mountain
Yes,
thing?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
I just know the penalty box because I've seen a bunch of clips of huge just spots, and then they go, "Oh, he's got to go to the penalty box."
And
Like,
you're
wait,
like,
Mick
what?
Foley at 50 jumped off the top of a fucking cage and hit an elbow.
And he's got to
And
sit in the
then-
corner.
and then-
go
and he
sit in the
pin-
corner.
It was like Kurt Angle. No, he pinned Kurt Angle. And like, wait, Kurt Angle's gonna wrestle more? A big fat fucking sack of shit just fell 2 stories on him.
Yeah, man.
That's why I'll never watch Impact. I don't care how good it is.
That's the
to
past. They don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I don't blame
It's
you
a
for
pretty
not
fun
watching. I don't watch it all either.
It's a fun show.
The other matches, there's a tag team title match on the pre-show. The B team, who I love their new music by the way.
Well, they should be on the pre-show. It fits their gimmick.
Right.
It's actually a smart move.
Versus the Revival, and then Rusev and Lana versus Andrade.
See,
and
I'm
Zelina.
kind of interested in that. I think I'll tell you this.
Rusev's
I haven't
not.
been watching a lot. I tuned into SmackDown last week, and I was literally like, "Oh, I'm really happy that I watched SmackDown this week. This has been fucking great."
It's the better of the two shows for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
They just they
No, it's just like
they maximize their
I liked
time.
what they were doing with them. I think what the U.S. title has been really interesting to watch.
You throw Randy Orton into the mix,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it turns into something interesting.
I'm not like I'm kind of getting a little annoyed with like, hey, you know how you heard these matches with AJ Styles were good 10 years ago? We're just gonna redo them. Just have him fight Jeff Hardy or something. Like Jesus, Randy Orton's right there. That's a great match.
I honestly,
And you hate Randy Orton, but you know that those
honestly,
two.
I agree with you.
Heel
Like
Orton-
if Randy Orton just came out of the woodwork instead of going after Jeff Hardy and fucked up AJ Styles,
Yeah.
I've been like, oh shit.
Okay.
This is
It's
way
about
more
to-
interesting
it's about
than
to get
Samoa
crazy.
Joe versus come on.
They really haven't done much to build Samoa Joe, but I'll follow Samoa Joe anywhere. So
No, sure, it'll be a good match.
oh yeah, for sure.
But it's just like, and here's the thing: is like
it feels like a rehash of a rehash.
I haven't watched a lot of Impact, but I've seen Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the time, I think that was maybe only I was only watching Wrestle Kingdom. That was maybe the second Wrestle Kingdom I watched, but I saw Nakamura and AJ Styles.
That's great.
And it was fantastic.
But there's a difference there. The massive amount of emphasis they put on AJ Nakamura, and then how did that turn out?
Huh?
Like the whole story was about AJ Nakamura has great history, blah blah, and then how'd that feud turn out?
Yeah, awful.
It got boring as hell. They're not doing that with Styles and Samoa Joe.
And they would do it with Orton. I'm just saying, I think Orton's the better match.
I'm not going to argue that.
I'm not going to really argue
that
with
would
you,
be
to
more
be
interesting because right now Orton's being creepy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what he's doing.
And I said it
again,
last time I was here. Did I talk about drooling Orton as my favorite Orton?
Not giving a fuck, just taking out somebody for a title is the one. Yeah. I would have no problems if you just swapped out Samoa Joe for Randy Orton and then maybe threw Samoa Joe at Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Sounds great to me. Either way, flip them both, I'm fine. But they just don't have any fucking story for either of them, which kind of, it's whatever. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is seeing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns again.
I'm looking to a finish to that. An ending, a crescendo, something. Let it say Finn at the end, and then it blacks out. I don't care. I need an ending. That's all I need.
It's like the ending of the Born in Botchamania thing where Milhouse is doing Radioactive Man. It's like, you don't know what it's like, Bart. We do the same thing. It takes 7 hours, but we finally did it. It's like, hey, we're going to need you to shoot that shot again. It's like...
They had the out with Bobby Lashley.
They had it.
It was
the win that didn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he was the big dog for 8 days.
They had
It was Bobby for 8 days.
And you know something?
Mind-boggling.
People would be... I'd be more interested in Lesnar versus Lashley.
Way more interested.
Credible person to beat him. He's
Right.
got MMA
Somebody
record.
that actually knows how to fight.
Yeah.
Do a match with MMA rules.
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't have to go that far, but you just have
Take
them...
the ropes off and have them sumo wrestle. Remember that?
But I mean, you can have them like shoot each other a little bit during the match because they know what they're doing. But it doesn't have to go crazy. But you do so many. Look, the beginning of the Raw after Extreme Rules was possibly the most interesting Raw in about a year and a half because you had 5 different guys in the ring putting legitimate claim to a title that's been around that's not been around
a door
for a
opened
while.
and we saw the light.
Right, all these guys. Finn Balor has a credible reason. Who was it? Elias has been doing something. The Drew McIntyre was in the ring. You had
the guy who lost.
Right, exactly. And then Roman Reigns. It's like, really? You lost.
And then
again.
they gave us
and you're going to get put into
rematch
one of these
the following week.
And that was why I stopped. Like,
Look,
that's part
I
of the
say
reason why
this-
we stopped doing this for a little bit because it's so fucking frustrating.
I feel like we got punished.
Here's the thing: is even if he wins, win or lose, you hear someone's cashing in.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
I was
I
saying
really
this
hope
before
so.
the show.
We better hear
the
Pro.
one way,
Save the show.
The one way you could really make this good, I was saying to somebody, you could turn the whole Shield heel, like the NWO. Just have them fuck up Braun Strowman's cash in, and just fucking piss on his face.
That would be so dirty.
People would hate that.
It'd be pretty
Oh
dirty.
yeah,
Despite the fact that people love Rollins and Ambrose, people would hate the Shield. Again.
I'd boo.
Yeah,
I'd boo.
It could,
Because
look,
that means we're getting Roman Reigns
But it-
versus somebody.
yeah. It feels like we're, you know what I mean? Like it feels like they keep teasing that. Like it seems like they're gonna do something, right?
It always seems it's the carrot just dangling.
You just remember, like, what was it? January, we had the Shield back together.
it's
All was out in the
reverse
world
Ric Flair.
for like a small period, and then Dean got hurt,
Yeah.
and then that fell apart.
guess
And
who's
then we
back?
went back to square one.
Guess who's back?
Hey, if the Shield were to reform just to take out Lesnar, I don't see that.
I don't know if you want to get going early, so you're
Yeah, I might have
prepared.
to.
So because it's like you got 5, so that's up to you.
Is there any? What? There's
I mean,
gotta be
there-
another match I care about on this.
Alexa Bliss versus Ronda,
I think I think Alexa wins.
right?
I think
so too.
Yeah,
Something stupid
I think
happens.
they're going to drag this out at least for a while. I think they do. But here's the thing: I could see WWE wanting to go, well, put the belt on her. That's the thing is like you put the belt on her. Who's she going to wrestle? That means Becky Lynch would have to be the champion for Survivor Series because what else is interesting?
Yeah.
Ronda's got to wrestle somebody at Survivor Series that's going to be the women's champion of SmackDown, and who they're not.
It's your Shayna Baszler booking right there.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe. Yeah, there you go.
Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day.
I don't see that changing it.
Yeah.
No. Braun.
What annoys me about that is that
we could have had the Bar versus Bludgeon
Sanity.
Brothers. It didn't happen.
Sanity too.
Sanity.
A lot of other different
also,
guys.
New Day fucking beat Sanity in a 3-on-3 tag match on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Braun versus Kevin Owens for Money in the Bank. If Braun loses for any reason, Kevin Owens has the briefcase.
I got to say Braun's still keeping it.
Probably.
Yeah.
It would make no sense to just take it from him. Dolph versus Seth for the IC title again. Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Shinsuke versus...
I think Becky Lynch might take that.
It seems to be what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think she loses, Carmella keeps it, and then we have a Becky Lynch-Charlotte feud because Charlotte fucks her over.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Like, I like that better because two best friends are now sworn enemies. Maybe turn Becky heel. Finn Balor, Baron Corbin. For some fucking reason, we're doing this again.
We got to put Finn on the card.
No
somehow.
stipulation.
None. It's just a straight match.
Yeah.
Shinsuke versus Jeff Hardy. I've got Nakamura still keeping that.
Yeah.
And,
because the Orton factor.
Yeah. And Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
That's
which
good.
has got. But I just wish it had a better build-up.
I think that's why The Miz is going to win, and we're going to keep this going.
I hope so.
Maybe.
I'll let you go. You got to get
go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am interested in that.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan
thank you for
versus
showing
Coming
up.
with us.
We'll keep
On this
going
little
and
journey.
doing our thing over here, and then close this up. But you get the fuck out of here. You got to do other. You have more important shows than ours to do. Thank you
It's
again.
a busy
sir.
day in the studio.
Yeah, right.
Have fun in NXT.
That we will, sir.
Woo woo.
So
Pictures.
I don't even know what.
glass.
The Daniel Bryan thing feels like. It feels like they're trying to cram it in.
Yeah.
Before his contract.
Exactly.
It just feels like it.
The best part is the contract angle is the story, and I don't. Well, I got a question for you. Do you think?
Before I forget, you can follow Chris on HS Radio. Yeah, HS Radio Show on Twitter. High Society Radio on Gas Digital Network. Sign up. Use the promo code HSR. Get yourself a 14-day free trial. Watch them every Thursday live. Actually, they're going to be on in a few hours. So you guys are on at 8, 9?
Yeah, we are on.
Oh, he's just back anyway.
All right.
He's just right back. I was doing some
the next
plugs
show
for
I got to
you.
do is in this studio. So.
Oh, he is doing it in here.
Yeah.
So okay, so
It's
what's
us
happening
who will
over?
be
So
leaving.
we should probably get the fuck out of here then soon.
I suppose. Do you guys have something to finish up?
I mean, we had SummerSlam. We covered all the things. We went with Cursor. We were going to do Stone Cold Locks, but we kind of went through the card.
Kinda went through
and
the
he
card
doesn't have
anyway.
the stuff for it because we kind of.
TV's going to get better after this show. God, I hope
you
so.
always say
it's
that.
been
Here's one
kind of
thing
lame.
I want to say about SummerSlam, which annoys me for the last 2 years. SummerSlam was WrestleMania. It was becoming the
It was the fan
WrestleMania
show.
show. It was the
Yeah,
fan show.
the fan
And now
show.
it's just another WrestleMania, which is the media show.
Yeah.
That's why the New Day's in that tag match, because people know them.
It's money.
That's why they threw
business.
Charlotte in this match. Like, they could, because Becky Lynch beating Carmella on a B show would be great. Would be great TV.
Yeah. I don't think Carmella should lose this anytime soon. So anyway, I'm Howie Farrell. That over there is Josh Rivera. Follow the show at TheWHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, TheWHPC.podbean.com. Like, share, subscribe, give us a 5-star review on iTunes, and follow the show. You've watched us live on Twitch.tv/TheWHPC. We're going to try and do this a little bit more than once a month again, all right? That'll be enough. Follow the problems in the next show. See you guys later.
Stadler? Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.